welcome to Issaquah Buzz, where we talk about all things business in Issaquah, from new restaurants to retail gossip. My name is Jen Davis Hayes, and I'm the city's economic development manager. My co-host, Autumn Monahan, is unable to be here today, but I invited one of my favorite people, Amy Dukes, our arts program administrator, to join me today. Before we turn to all things business and arts, make sure to stay tuned later in our podcast for a business spotlight of a long-running musical instrument store in Issaquah called Hammond Ashley Violins. And now, welcome Amy. Hi, Amy.
For having me today.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for joining me. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do for the City of Issaquah?
Yeah, sure. As you mentioned, I'm the arts program administrator for the city, which means I pretty much do anything arts and culture related all around the city. I help be the staff liaison to the mayor-appointed Arts Commission, which is a great group of volunteers that do lots of things to help make arts and culture vibrant in Issaquah. I manage the city's public art collection and also work with local artists to add new pieces to the collection into our built environment and to community spaces and parks. I also help run our arts granting program. So we provide financial support to arts organizations and community organizations to put on really great arts engagement opportunities for the community and for visitors. Those can be things like entertainment at Salmon Days or Shakespeare in the Park or cool, Dia de los Muertos celebrations. So lots of cool grants that happen throughout the year. And then I also help produce some events that the city puts on. So we just had a few weeks ago our annual Summer Chalk Art Festival, which is a fun, free community event with lots of chalk and this year lots of ice cream. We had been having a really great international film festival every year for 6 years in a row. We partnered with Seattle International Film Festival to put on a free, cool film festival for our community, and we had to put that on hiatus with the pandemic. So hoping to bring that back, planning to bring that back in 2023. So those are just some of the things that I do. And then most recently, I've been working on our Issaquah Creative District, which kicked off in 2020.
Wow, that is a lot, Amy. And so for our listeners, I met Amy when I worked for the city of Renton in economic development with the Arts Commission, and I was wowed by all the things that she does. So that's a long, long list. But so let's talk about the latest thing you mentioned, the Creative District. So where is it and what does that mean?
So it might be a new term to a lot of people, but a creative district is a geographically defined area. It's really a hub of artistic and economic and entrepreneurial and social activity. And it's a place where people can come together to celebrate and kind of also celebrates the community's unique identity. And our Issaquah Creative District is located pretty much most of Old Town, and then a large segment of Gilman Boulevard. So that includes Gilman Village, Gilman Station, the Gilman Lofts, as well as that northeast part of Gilman Boulevard where Bones Chocolate and Triple X and the Grange are. So kind of a large section of our kind of downtown core, as well as some of our shopping areas along Gilman. And it's really, a place where we know lots of our cultural activity has historically taken place in the city, where a lot of our businesses that do creative things are located, and also a place where a lot of our programming happens, like concerts and Salmon Days, and lots of our public art is located there. So it seemed like a natural fit. So this is a program that the Washington State Arts Commission is implementing. And so there are communities, I think they're up to maybe like 15 now, all throughout the state that have kind of been recognized and designated for their cultural activity in their communities. And we were designated in the summer of 2020, which wasn't exactly the best time to come out and celebrate with the community. So we're really hoping as we kind of head into the fall to really start celebrating in a more tangible way in our creative district.
Yeah, that's timing, awful timing. But hopefully, I know that I work with you regarding, art-related businesses in the creative district. And, hopefully we're building a foundation to really make some good progress in the next few years. Yeah. So Can you give me, some examples of the types of businesses that are in the Creative District? I know that we did feature the big picture in our inaugural Issaquah Buzz. Go back and listen to that if you haven't. What other types of businesses can you tell us about in the Creative District?
Yeah, so there are a wide variety of businesses, nonprofits, for-profit businesses, small, artist-owned businesses, ones that provide services, ones that provide artistic goods, all sprinkled throughout the district. Our largest cultural anchor would be Village Theater. And, they have a lot of really cool and exciting things going on. After 43 years as executive producer, Rob Hunt is retiring, and, he is absolutely was so responsible in helping Village Theater become the amazing arts organization that it is today. So kudos to Rob, and I know he'll be missed. They do have a new artistic director and a new managing director just coming on board, and a whole new season that's kicking off September 14th with Little Shop of Horrors. And they just released, tickets, and you can go online and check out their whole season. They always have like a wide variety of musicals and something for everybody. So that is our large cultural anchor, obviously. And then there's lots of other types of businesses. Art by Fire, for example, is just right down the street on Front and has been a long-standing creative business in downtown, and a fun place to shop for a unique glass creation kind of gift, or also really cool opportunity to take part in a glass blowing class. Really recommend giving that a try. Right behind Village Theater, we have So There, which is a small woman-owned artist business. They have some of the coolest stationery and letterpress items. And they're actively working on them, so could be a cool place to drop by. I think they're there mostly Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday afternoons. You can see them working, and if you want to buy like a birthday card, it's the absolute best place to get a handmade great card. Yeah, and then we have a lot of businesses that provide classes for the community. One that's relatively new in Gilman Lofts is Northwest Makes. That's a local artist who creates her own textiles, and she screen prints them and then sews them to make all kinds of different home goods. And she offers classes in block printing and in sewing. Museo Art Studio has just moved into Gilman Lofts too, and they have a great array of kids classes. And Squawk Art Studios is right next door in that Gilman station. They have a great number of kids classes too. You already mentioned Big Picture. That's like such a fun place to go see a movie and be waited on, and brought awesome food and drink. So just all kinds of things in the district to do and see, to shop and experience. So yeah, I would recommend we meant for the district when we defined the boundaries to be pretty walkable. So you really truly can walk the whole boundaries and just experience everything the district has to offer.
Yeah, that is great, because I know there's a lot of around events and other things you think about with the creative district, but businesses are the key anchor in my mind as an economic development manager.
Right.
But they also bring a vibrancy that we don't think about every day. But, so because when we think about arts, we think about very visual things. So what are the city and its partners working on that we may see in the creative district along those lines?
We're really working on placemaking in the district, and we want visitors and residents to experience the district knowing that they are in a creative, unique place. And this was something that we could work on while the pandemic was happening, and we weren't able to kind of have all those fun event-oriented things, but we worked with some local artists to create kind of a brand and identity for the creative district. So we're going to start rolling that out. We have some gateway signage coming soon. We're wrapping the utility box that's on Sunset and Front with a new artwork that is Creative District branded, and hope to get some banners up. So more kind of visual signage and just awareness of where you are in the city and that this is a creative space.
That would be so much fun. But I know there's something else very visual happening in Middletown just as we speak.
Yeah.
So there's a new mural on Alder, and you and I have worked on this together with lots of other partners. So tell the viewers and the listeners about the history of the piece and about the artist. So exciting.
Yeah. So just this past month, artist Will Schlau put a asphalt mural, basically the walkway between the train depot and the Alder Front Street intersection. And it is inspired by the Issaquah's nature and the salmon that call Issaquah home. So it's kind of a creek scene with some larger than life salmon popping out. And it's really meant to be a pedestrian throughway so people can know, I can safely walk from the train depot out to the main shopping street there in the Creative District. We partnered with lots of various stakeholders to get that artwork created, and actually have another part of that piece coming in September. The artist is going to come back to put a mural on the wall of the subway building. So thanks so much to that building owner for being open to having more artwork in that space. And actually, as we're speaking right now, they are installing the lighting that will also make the space have a really unique feel. So it should be a really cool, we're calling it Festival Street, where people can gather and celebrate, and we can do some cool programming. So really excited to add that amenity to downtown.
Yeah, that is a great placemaking opportunity, and it's going to be so neat. So I'm excited about that. I'm so happy that, again, all of our stakeholders came together to make that happen. So besides seeing art or supporting art-related businesses, what are you working on to cultivate art-making spaces?
So as we were applying to become a creative district through the state of Washington's program, we did a lot of community outreach, and we heard from a lot of people that they wanted more space to do art making of all kinds. And it was also kind of the time where Art East was closing its doors, and people were feeling like, oh no, where am I going to go to take an art class or to make something creative? And so we are having focus groups this summer. We're talking to various stakeholders, artists, teachers, youth, students, creative business owners, and community members, just to ask, what kind of art making space would people want if we were able to provide something in the creative district, and what would they want to do there, and what kind of community gathering and cultural celebrating would they want to do there. So we've been having those focus groups. We're going to do a wider community survey later in the year, and really hoping to gather some good data that will help us create some art making space in the district that can serve our community well into the future. So we're in the sort of baby, nascent stages of that, and that I think we might be able to come up with some creative solutions too. So anyway, just hoping to have more places for people to do art, and people get creative. We've had lots of people doing plein air artwork outside, and obviously we're using our outdoor area really well during the summer. So
yes,
lots of fun things happening. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, it's a lot easier to kind of do some of these things in the summer and have events. And we're, a beautiful summer day like today we're recording is here. But what can we look forward to in the fall and winter as the weather may become a little less sunny?
Yeah, so Creative District specific, we're going to do a celebration of Artist Sunday. So Artist Sunday is a relatively new initiative. It is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So in that traditional kind of holiday shopping lineup of, Black Friday and Shop Local Saturday, we're now going to celebrate Artist Sunday. And it's really just meant to be a promotion of thinking about local artists as a resource for, providing gifts that are meaningful to people that you care about. So we'll be doing some artist promotion during that time, and probably partnering with Downtown Issaquah Association and their artisan markets. They have great holiday artisan markets to celebrate Artist Sunday. And then we'll also be helping light up the Creative District with winter lighting. So last year we kind of expanded the lighting to go on some of creative businesses, and we'll be doing more of that this winter. because it's going to get dark. And it just feels so much more festive and inviting when there's lots of warm light around. It just makes it feel like a better time to be out. So those things are coming in the fall.
Yeah, well, and that lighting really did last year. I know it was just the beginning, really did make an impact. I just remember so many people raving about how it just really brightened up what we call the creative district. They may not be calling it yet, but very exciting to kind of see that throughout the whole creative district. So thinking broader and beyond creative districts, so let's shift to live music in Issaquah, because you mentioned before there's lots of creative folks in Issaquah. So where can we listen to and help support local musicians?
Yeah, I'm all over Issaquah. And that's a really good point, Jen. We do have this creative district, but let's be honest, cool arts and culture and creativity is happening all over our city. We're so blessed to have such a strong artist community. And music-wise, we have concerts on the Green. Those are happening every Tuesday through August 23rd, so a few more. 7 to 8:30 in front of the community center. And that's just such a fun community event. You can buy some dinner there from the Kiwanis. You can grab something from a local restaurant and bring it with you, or bring your own picnic and just really enjoy some free music. It's appropriate for all ages and just a really good time. So those will be happening a couple more times this summer. The Highlands, up in the Highlands, this is the second year, they have a new series called Grub and Groove, which is also kind of community celebration around food and music. And those are happening, I believe, August 26th and September 9th in their Village Green there, kind of near Blakely Hall. 6 to 8 p.m. They have food trucks, they have music. They usually have some kind of art making activity. So those are fun to check out and open to anybody. Definitely don't have to be a Highlands resident for that. It's open to anybody who wants to participate. Downtown Issaquah Association does a fabulous job of providing music throughout the year, really. But lots of extra good stuff happening in the summer. So Gas Station Blues is every Thursday, 7 to 9. At the historic Shell Station. They partner with the Washington Blues Association and just top-notch talent and free. And then the Confluence Music Festival they're putting on in Confluence Park. That's going to be August 28th. I believe it's 2 to 7. And, they'll have a great lineup of fun music. And then they have their art walk and music strolls on the second Saturdays. I think that goes through September. But you can check out all of the things that they offer on their website at downtownissaquah.com. And then, we have local businesses that have cool music happening fairly regularly. Vina Bella always has some great music that you can hear just, pulsing out its doors and really invites you in. So just lots and lots of opportunities. I suggest everybody just go check out what's happening. I know the city does a pretty good job of promoting all the various cultural activities through its e-news, and definitely check out the website for Downtown Issaquah Association.
Yeah, that's great. A new resource also for what's going on around Issaquah is the Visit IssaquahWA.com website. It is our tourist organization's website, and they have an event calendar that they've been spending a lot of times getting all the different events. So beyond arts and culture, but a lot of arts and culture. And I think they really recognize, wow, you can go see music almost every day here in Issaquah. So you can do something around arts and culture.
A great resource. They have a comprehensive calendar. That's a really good suggestion. So we have so much to enjoy, and I just hope people, get out there and discover. And so much of it is free, which is amazing. And we thank you and the Arts Commission and everybody else who helps to make that happen, because we know it doesn't just happen. So, so now to keep with our arts theme, stay with us for a business spotlight of Hammond Ashley Violin.
Hammond Ashley, he was born in Butte, Montana in 1901, and he grew up on the West Coast, and he started working on these instruments when he retired from Boeing. He was 63 years old, and he worked until he was 91 down in the Des Moines area by the SeaTac airport. His grandson got the business and hired me in 97, and it's still family owned, but I've been managing or running it for the estate since about that time. We rent, repair, and sell bowed string instruments to school districts and individuals throughout most of the state of Washington. So this is the only location we have, but we go as far as Walla Walla, even Montana, Alaska, down into the Oregon area. Our workshop, or our wood shop, is fairly unique in the sense that we have 5 luthiers or repair people that work on the string instruments, which is probably one of the biggest in the West Coast. Most violin shops, they're few and far between, and they're usually 1 or 2 person operations. But we have a 2,000 square foot full wood shop here that does all the work. We probably sell and rent close to 1,000 instruments a year. We repair many, many instruments. It'd be hard to know exactly how many customers come in, but if that gives you some idea, we do a very large volume for how small we are. We have one person that makes the upright basses, like the large one you see behind me, but they're very specialized. He makes about 3 a year by hand. It takes him maybe 300 hours of labor to make one bass. But mostly what we do is set up and repair new instruments. And even the setup involved on a new one is fairly time consuming. We moved to Issaquah in 2007, but we've been in business since 1964. I've worked here since 1997. I grew up in the area, so it's nice to be back home near Issaquah, or in Issaquah. And it's a great environment for business because the community is so supportive.
And that's a wrap on this edition of Issaquah Buzz. Thanks for joining us. Join us next time to hear more about other business news, and let us know if you have a favorite business or hear a rumor that we can track down. Contact us at ed@issaquahwa.gov. Thank you, Amy, so much for joining me today. It was so fun to kind of hear all the things that are going on. Amazing amount of work, an amazing amount of opportunities for our arts and culture and businesses in Issaquah.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Jen. Anytime.
We'll have you back. Thanks so much. And that's a wrap.